Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. I am very relieved to be able to come on here and say, finally, I could drop a promo like The Rock, you know, I could honestly, if I was to, finally, you know, I really could right now if I wanted to. Finally, the season is over. It's done. Ladies and gentlemen, it's over. It's over. It's finally over. And you know what? We didn't lose. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. We've had a lot worse performances this season than today, even though it started off as an absolute shocker. The first 20 minutes were basically like watching us against Man United the other night. It was the exact same thing. Absolute calamity. But then Kieran Trippier decided he wanted to sign for Charity FC. And when Kieran Trippier literally thought, you know what, screw it, I'm going to put the ball in the net with my hand. Go on, have a goal. I feel sorry for you now. Have a goal. Let's give you a chance. Come on. Let's see what you can do. That's how we get our goals now. Kieran Trippier pats it into the net by mistake, obviously. But he signs for Charity FC. Top signing. And we actually, after that, ended up playing decent. I'd say all right. I'm not going to say decent because Chelsea standards are so far compared to where we are playing right now that it's, you know, it's so far to the point where you can't even see it anymore in terms of how we should be playing. So taking that into consideration, the chances we actually did end up creating, we were moving positively. After it was 1-1, we started to move a little bit more positively, and I guess I can't ask for more. Right now, from this Chelsea team, which is so subpar, it's so so poor, I can't ask for more than what we saw today. So, taking that into context and seeing how towards the end of the first half and in the second half especially, I want to count the second half as its own entity. We looked all right, and fair play, because this has been such a bad season. Our worst season in modern history. Our worst season since we actually got relegated in the 80s. If we have to actually, you know, really nail it down, I would say so. So when you're looking at it from that point of view, the fact that we ended the season, this terrible season, like this, the way we saw us play the second half, yeah, can't ask for more. So, yeah, not brilliant overall, but positive, and we can't ask for more. It's finally the end. We're now looking forward to Pochettino. We're going to bring you news about Pochettino. The latest is that he has signed his contract, and the announcement is ready. It's just not been announced yet, but the announcement is ready. I'm hoping it's going to come out tonight. I think it will probably come out tomorrow, which is what I asked for. It's a deal up until 2026, so Pochettino will be signing has signed a 3-year deal. So that's one not positive, is that he's not signed a 5-year contract like Graham Potter did. It's a 3-year deal. And for anyone actually saying, oh no, you know what, it's still too much, Yeah, 18 months, 2 years would have been nice, I reckon, but 3-year deal does show the manager coming in that there is a bit of faith, but it's not so extensive to the point where it looks ridiculous. When Mourinho came in the first time under Roman Abramovich in 2004, he signed a 3-year contract from the get-go. There are managers that we've had at Chelsea that have penned 3-year contracts. That's fine. I've got no issues with 3 years, because you see out the first season and then you've got 2 years left. If it doesn't look good from that point, you've only got 2 years at best, maybe just one. If you keep it going for a little bit, 1.5, and then you've got to pay out maybe a year or year and a half. It's not the end of the world. When you have a 5-year contract and it all goes pear-shaped after 6 months and you're looking at 4.5 years to pay out, that's a problem. And that's what we had. So Pochettino, 3-year contract, that's cool. Announcement coming by tomorrow. That's what I asked for as well. That's cool. So there are positives to take from this weekend, from today overall. And from today, from the lads, I have to say, I didn't agree with the initial lineup. I looked at that lineup and thought, bloody hell. And then when we went 1-0 down, which that goal, by the way, Anthony Gordon, of all players, it had to be Anthony flipping Gordon to score, wasn't it? I mean, the defending was non-existent. Azpilicueta, I'm glad the season's over. I'm glad the season is done. Aspie was getting rinsed, and not even just getting rinsed. He wasn't even there at times, you know? Ball would get sent across, like a cross-diagonal ball, over to Newcastle's left forward, right? Basically, Azpilicueta's position, the right-back position, and there's no one there. Like, Aspie's nowhere to be seen. He's not there. He's, I don't know, in the stand or something. He's not there. It's not like he's late. He's not there. And then you see Madueke tracking back. I'm like, hang on, he's not the right back. What's going on? You know, St. Maximin was having a field day out there. And you see the way that we conceded the goal. That happens, and then Anthony Gordon comes in between the centre-backs, and no one picks him up. No one picks him up. Anthony Gordon basically like, yep, pass the ball to me. Look, I've got no one around me. Yeah, come on, give it. I'm going to tap it in. Look, Kepa's not even watching. Give it. And then he gives it to him, and he's like, cheers. He taps it in. Centre-backs, so far away. Horrific defending. But, as I mentioned, after that, we were looking more positive. We looked like we didn't care. In a good way. It looked like the lads just went, oh, you know what, screw this. Like, let's just attack. Just go all out attack, yeah? And that is basically what we did, to the point where we actually started to form some combinations. It looked like there were players that were starting to somewhat understand each other in terms of movement. We ain't seen it in ages. Finally, it came at the end of the season, but finally. So we get the goal. 1-1, Trippier, it's a fumble, Sterling cuts in, hits it, it fumbles, Trippier pats it in with his hand. I didn't expect Chelsea to score today, I'll be honest, and realistically, we didn't. It was Trippier's own goal, so, you know, technically I'm half right, but I'm half wrong. Because Chelsea did get a goal, but, yeah, it wasn't us. Newcastle get the goal for us, and from that point onwards, I have to be honest, I was expecting Chelsea to score, and we didn't. Because we were looking more positive, we were launching more attacks, we were forming more combinations. And then you look at some of the personnel that were playing today, and we have to be completely honest. When we made those substitutions, we started off with Kepa in goal, the back four, Aspie, Lewis Hall, Chalobah, Thiago Silva. Chalobah coming off at half-time for Fofana. Enzo, Loftus-Cheek and Gallagher. I don't get how Gallagher warranted a start. Madueke, Kai Havertz and Sterling. Kai Havertz comes back in. It's crazy to think that when we made the subs, right, we brought on Fofana, took off Chalobah. Felix comes on for Kai Havertz and has more impact. And not just in terms of the ground, even in the air. This is what's baffled me, right? Lewis Hall is sending balls into the box. Felix is actually getting onto the end of them. And he's what, 2'2"? Felix is tiny. Kai Havertz is taller than me. I'm 6'1". Kai Havertz, I've seen Kai Havertz in person. I look up at him. Felix is like, here. He still somehow manages to leap. He gets up in the air. He finds spaces. Absolutely incredible. Chukwuemeka comes on for Loftus-Cheek. Have to say, that's a good buy from Loftus-Cheek. That was obvious. So to just take a little detour, have to be honest. Huge thank you. Best wishes to Loftus-Cheek. It's quite unfortunate for Loftus-Cheek, I have to be honest, because I think this is the right move. I feel it's best for him to go. But you can't help but think about that time he got injured when we had Sarri, because he was really getting to his stride, and that stopped everything. And since then, he's not looked the same. So it's unfortunate, but for his service and the years that he's dedicated, I want to say thanks. Huge thank you. Best wishes. Good luck in AC Milan. I hope he smashes it over there. He's going to have, you know, mates over there. Tomori, Giroud. He'll find his feet. And I wish him the best out there. So, Ruben, many thanks and good luck in what you do next. So he said goodbye to everyone, was waving to the crowd as he came off the pitch. We saw the return in Kovacic, came on for Gallagher. Had more impact than Gallagher, 100%, right? Runs less, but does more. You know what I mean? You know, Kovacic gets the ball, all of a sudden, yes, gets dispossessed. He got dispossessed a few times today, just like Gallagher normally does. But Kovacic, you see, sometimes is able to pick out something that you don't really expect, right? And it happened a few times with João Felix. He comes on, there's more impact. Fair play. Pulisic comes on for Madueke. Madueke had a very bright game today. He needs to refine his final pass, his final shot, his final everything. I feel like we've got the same problem with him like we had with Hudson-Odoi, but I feel like during a game, Madueke does more than what Hudson-Odoi used to do. Do you know what I mean? So with Madueke, overall bright. Can't ask for more in this, calamity of a Chelsea team right now. So I just hope Poch can come in and tune a few of these lads. And there's a lot of these lads that we've seen and not seen today that we know we're going to be saying goodbye to. We saw the lap of honour. Well, the lap of disgrace, if we're going to be completely honest. There wasn't even many Chelsea fans that stuck around for it, and I can understand. Man. The stadium wasn't even full, but when you see towards the end where the players had their moment and then they started going on the lap, right, to, clap to the fans, you could see 80% of the stand was empty. There was just a few rows at the front where people would rush down to, and that was it. I understand it. I can't blame the ones that left. I admire the ones that stayed. Fair play. The ones that left, I can't blame them after this season. There's nothing to clap about. However, the few things that I guess there is to clap about is to the ones that we're saying goodbye to. And I feel like it's only right that we mention it. No matter what happened this season, we have to mention. We've mentioned Loftus-Cheek. We know that there's a chance that there's other lads like, if we're going to be honest, Conor Gallagher, Chalobah, these lads could be leaving. Kai Havertz could be leaving. We don't know. It could happen. So it's not really sure as to whether we get to say goodbye, but that could have been it. But the ones that we know we're going to be saying goodbye to that I think follow Loftus-Cheek in that direction is Mason Mount is, I think, 100% on now. Definitely leaving the club. I'll be shocked if he's still around. So Mason Mount is going to be a goodbye. We saw the lap of honour that they made, and it didn't seem like there was much emphasis on Mason Mount, which I found bizarre. But that is probably going to be the goodbye. And we also have to mention Frank Lampard. I have to be honest, right? As a manager, I'm not saying goodbye. I'm talking as a coach. I'm not saying goodbye. As a person, and as who Frank Lampard as a whole is, of course we say goodbye. Of course. It's Lamps, and Lampard, I think, is the only guy, or, him amongst the other lads that we've had as legends of this football club, the only ones that even like this, right, after a horrific performance as a coach, right, they're the only ones that you can look at and go, I still love you though, man. The only ones. If it was anyone else, I'd be willingly happy to chuck them out of the window myself. Yeah, not a problem. But yeah, Lamps, Didier, JT, these sort of guys, Czech, Ashley Cole, come on. As human beings, as people, as who they are and what they've done for the club, huge respect, of course. And Lampard didn't get a goodbye as a player, and he's already spoken about that. And he'll be back. He'll be back as a fan and whatnot. I'm sure he'll be around to watch games going forward. But as I've said, as a coach, please, we love you and whatnot, but don't ever again. Don't. I'll be on even elsewhere. I think just give up managing. Unless you take time away and you come back in 5 years, having learned much more, then maybe. But for now, just don't. Just don't. However, as a whole, as Frank Lampard, as a person, as who he is, as a legend, of course, goodbye. Thank you for everything, and thank you for everything. As a player, even I'm including as a player. Thank you for everything. We love you, of course, and always, of course, welcome back at any time. Anytime, obviously. It's Frank Lampard, just like the others that I've mentioned. Club legend. So we say goodbye to those guys, and we'll wait and see during the transfer window who else is going to be leaving, who won't. In other news, the relegation scrap is finally over. If we're going to talk about the other scores just very quickly, because I think it's good to talk about the other ones. Arsenal won 5-0 today. They found out how to score goals after bottling it. Fair play to them. They know where to find the net. Aston Villa beat Brighton 2-1. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tottenham did beat Leeds 4-1. But it's Aston Villa that have qualified for the Europa Conference League after Brighton and Liverpool have qualified for the Europa League. So they've pipped Tottenham. Tottenham do miss out on European football. So Spurs, you're in the same situation as us. I'm going to end this video on a positive. I'm going to end it just laughing, right? So Tottenham are in the same boat as us. That's fantastic. Arsenal have won the same amount of trophies as us. That's fantastic. Brentford beat Man City 1-0. No one expected that to happen. Crystal Palace won. Nottingham Forest won. Everton won 1-0, and that means, obviously, with Leeds losing 4-1 at home to Tottenham, they got absolutely destroyed. Leicester did get the job done against West Ham 2-1, but it was not enough. Because Everton beat Bournemouth 1-0, Everton have survived and will be in the Premier League next season. Leeds and Leicester are relegated officially, and they follow Southampton into the Championship. Manchester United beat Fulham 2-1. They were losing 1-0 at one point. And Southampton, Liverpool went to the St. Mary's and scored 4. You'd think that's a good thing. No, they drew 4-4. So Southampton 4, Liverpool 4. That's a way to go out for Southampton. That's definitely a way to go out. Fair play for that. And they go into the Championship. So there we are. Next season, we're going to be seeing Burnley. We're going to be seeing, is it Sheffield United? I actually need to double check. Is it Sheffield United? And we're going to be seeing the ones who got promoted just lately, Luton Town. They won the playoff. So yeah, Burnley, Sheffield United and Luton Town are the ones coming up to the Premier League next season. Looking forward to seeing all of those. And now that the season's over, we turn to the transfer window. That's going to be opening on 1st of June, if I'm not mistaken. So it's transfers now. All the way, and not just Chelsea. There will be emphasis on this channel, of course, with Chelsea, but I will be dropping all of my thoughts in relation to transfers across the board, because I think we are in for one hell of a transfer window this summer. So stay tuned. The content is going to be coming thick and fast. You're definitely even going to be getting loads of double upload days, because, as I've said, this transfer news this summer is going to be impeccable. So make sure you guys are here. It's not over on Younes Talks Football. The Premier League season is over, and thank goodness for that. But I will see all of you tomorrow as we keep it going as normal. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are happy. The season's over. We can rejoice. Enjoy your summer, and I will see you tomorrow once we start getting more news. The Poch announcement is coming very, very soon. It could be today, it could be tomorrow. So I'm guessing my next video will be on that. I will see all of you then. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've somewhat enjoyed this. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care. And peace. I can go rest. The season's over.